Okay, just going to run through getting a print sent through from the computer to the laser cutter. So I'm in Illustrator where I've basically sort of developed an idea for a cut as a vector graphic. That then needs to be exported as an EPS file so it can be opened up in Corel Draw. Corel Draw just runs on the PC and it needs to be loaded specifically up onto this machine that sits next to the laser cutter. It's labelled Mercury 3, the same name as the laser cutter, so you know which one it is. And generally we need to change some of the properties of this graphic, which is quite crucial. Generally there's two components. There's the outline, which is the area that we need to cut. That has to be set as a hairline and also as solid black, so 000 solid black. So that will then tell the hardware that anywhere it sees a hairline that's black, it needs to cut at a certain power. The fill, on the other hand, as you can see, is red, so that doesn't have an outline to it, and it is set at this pure red 255. So when the hardware sees that a section of the shape is just a red fill, it will know that it needs to cut at a different sort of power, so it will basically engrave the surface rather than cut right through it. Okay, so that looks more or less ready to go. We're going to go to File and to Print. You get this dialog box that comes up, and it's important that you change the printer to Mercury 3, which is the laser cutter, and then click on Preferences. The only thing we need to do here is change some of these color settings. The only colors we're interested in are the black and the red, the vector cut and the raster etch, basically. So I'm clicked on the black, I need to click on the raster so it's just shows as vector. Power generally needs to be always set at 100, and to cut acrylic, which is 4mm, we're going to have a look at this table over here that gives us some recommendations regarding materials and the settings. We're looking at 4mm acrylic, so I think I'm going to use this 0.8 setting at 100. So over here I'm going to drag the speed down to 0 and then nudge it up to 0.8. It's set on vector and the power's at 100, so that's the cut is set up. The etch, we click on the red. I'm going to make this speed 80, and again power up to 100, and then I'm going to click off vector as the etch needs to be set as raster. PPI, this all stays at 400. Okay, so that's it. The only one other thing that needs doing, you just click OK, and then you just need to print preview the document. So you'll get a preview of the positioning of the graphic. So this needs to be positioned over in that far left corner, at the home position. Okay, so that's fine. So the final thing you do is now print this sheet now. When you click on that, it will send the file to the printer.